Good morning on this sleepy Tuesday. It will be 80 degrees and glowing in New York City today, well, at least in one little slice of the Upper West Side. It's like a bright, sunny day in here, said Hazel Davies, who oversees the Butterfly Conservatory, a lush tropical bubble inside the American Museum of Natural History. In the winter, it's warm and it's full of color and movement. There are nearly 600 butterflies floating around the vivarium today, and over the course of the 8-month exhibition, tens of thousands of butterflies from as far away as Australia and Africa have glided through. I particularly like butterflies because I think they're the ambassador insects, Ms. Davies told us during a recent visit. Almost on cue, an orange longwing landed on her head to listen. Anybody that's really scared of insects generally likes butterflies because they're pretty. If we can get people to come and look at them because they think butterflies are beautiful, then we can also tell them lots of other things about insects. When we stepped off the icy city streets into the conservatory, which is kept at 80% humidity to emulate the butterflies' homes, we almost instantly began sweating through our sweaters. The butterflies, on the other hand, seemed quite relaxed. Green birdwings from Papua New Guinea and Australia, the most exotic of the museum's collection, basked on nectar plants. Atlas moths from Asia, the largest in the display, dozed peacefully on flowers. Morpho butterflies and Ulysses swallowtails flashed electric blue as they fed on juice from oranges and bananas. We wondered, how are these butterflies, thousands of them transported across oceans, faraway farms, raise the caterpillars until they pupate, or become a chrysalis? This is the ideal time to ship the soon-to-be butterflies because they don't eat or drink during this stage. The farmers collect the chrysalides, wrap them in soft cotton, foam, or toilet tissue, place them in boxes, and send them, DHL Express or FedEx, from their skies to ours. When Ms. Davies receives the parcels, each packed delicately with about 100 chrysalides, she and her team open them inside the museum's quarantine lab. They check the specimens carefully, like doctors examining their patients, and nurture the healthy ones until the butterflies emerge and can be released in the conservatory to mingle with New Yorkers. They particularly like to land on people when you get quite sweaty, because they like to take in salts from sweat, Ms. Davies said. They love bald men's heads. They're looking for a perch, and some of them like legs because they think it's a tree trunk. So if you'd like to come in and just stand here and sweat and feed the butterflies, she added, they'd love it. Here's what else is happening. Not a bad time to visit a tropical bubble. Temperatures will hover around freezing today and tomorrow, and we may see some flurries on both days. And things aren't warming up anytime soon. A lawyer told a jury that his client had murdered 3 people, against the client's request. Now, the Supreme Court will hear arguments as to whether what he did was constitutional. New York Times: some preservationists are upset that only the exterior of the office building at 550 Madison Avenue might become an official landmark and not the interior. New York Times: Jaman D. Williams, a city councilman from Brooklyn, said he was opening an exploratory committee to unseat the current lieutenant governor. New York Times: despite accusations from a former staffer that he made unwanted advances toward her, Senator Jeffrey D. Klein has resisted calls for his resignation. New York Times: after the Board of New Jersey Transit rescheduled its monthly meeting for Martin Luther King's birthday, a crowd of Hoboken residents showed up to protest. New York Times: music therapy is becoming more prevalent in nursing homes and hospices across the city, where it has been shown to improve a patient's quality of life. New York Times: a debate over how to curb wolf-like coyotes, or coy wolves, continues to intensify in the rural New York community of Clarkstown. New York Times: the Lower East Side's popular Sunshine Cinema will hold its last screenings, Landmark Theaters confirmed Friday. New York: a Republican candidate for governor wants to legalize recreational marijuana to help fix the subways. Daily News: it's now illegal in New Jersey to sell or possess a bump stock, the controversial firearm accessory used by the gunman in last year's Las Vegas massacre. NJ.com: today's Metropolitan Diary, not quite fitting the description for a global look at what's happening. See your morning briefing. It's day one of Broadway week, with 2-for-1 tickets to more than a dozen theater productions on Broadway. Showtimes and ticket prices vary. The New York Jewish Film Festival, hosted by the Film Society of Lincoln Center and the Jewish Museum, continues at Walter Reed Theater on the Upper West Side through January 23. Times vary. $15. Visit the whimsical Winter Wonder photo shoot, where families can take pictures with Wanderlust the unicorn, the crescent moon and other fantasy props, at Poe Park in the Bronx. 2:30 p.m. Free Harlem Stage celebrates the Ella Fitzgerald Centennial, honoring her life and work with a performance at Harlem Stage Gatehouse on Convent Avenue. 7 p.m. $250, tickets here. Icelanders vs. Devils, 7 p.m. Message Plus. Rangers host Flyers, 7 p.m. Message. Alternate side parking remains in effect until February 12. For more events, see the New York Times's Arts and Entertainment Guide. This week marks 45 years since Roe v. Wade. The ruling, one of the most prominent Supreme Court decisions in our country's history, legalized abortion in the United States on January 22, 1973. Roe, the anonymous plaintiff in the case, was Norma McCorvey of Texas, who was trying to get an abortion there. The defendant, Wade, was Henry Wade, then the Dallas County District Attorney, who supported a Texas law forbidding abortion unless it would save the mother's life. But the landmark ruling has always incited heated debate. In New York, amid worries that the Supreme Court could soon try and overturn the ruling, Gov. Andrew M. Cuomo has proposed writing Roe v. Wade into our state constitution to guarantee that these rights and protections remain in place. You can learn more about the past, present, and future of Roe v. Wade tonight at the Brooklyn Historical Society, when reproductive rights experts will lead the discussion 45 years after Roe v. Wade. New York Today is a morning roundup that is published weekdays at 6 a.m. If you don't get it in your inbox already, you can sign up to receive it by email here. For updates throughout the day, like us on Facebook. What would you like to see here to start your day? Post a comment, email us at newyorktoday@newyorktimes.com, or reach us via Twitter using number NYToday. Follow the New York Today columnists Alexandra Levine and Jonathan Wolfe on Twitter. You can find the latest New York Today at newyorktoday.com.